Here, you go back. So that's 20 plus 20 is 40. And the other 10 are where? From where you live. Oh no, I wanted to see how things was done. It was folded inside. Yeah. You all have my... Straight out. Straight out. Remember that Corona is real. Do you understand?
Yes.
Mine is to encourage you. It's a large class. You are 400 and how many?
131.
431. Keep on preparing for your exams. Remember Corona all the time. And my advice to you is just have faith in God as you prepare yourself, huh?
Yes.
And if you believe, how many of you believe in God like me? Everybody?
Yes.
Then you have no problem. Cover your nose, my daughter. Cover your nose. Cover your nose. So we are going to start the process of preparing the exams, and by the time the exam is done in March and early April, we shall be ready. Silio?
Yes.
So I would like to see you going back to class in an orderly manner. And anybody who wants to query can query, because the people will have been paid through an electronic system which can be trailed. And this is to tell you that Kenyans can also do things right. I want to thank you very much, and sorry I delayed because I started elsewhere. I don't think there's anything itching that you would want to ask me, because I don't field questions. I don't think there's anything itchy, but I will allow one question today, just one. So think first before you waste the chance. And it has to be relevant to what I'm doing. So we are doing this across the whole nation, and from here I'm going to Nyamira and Homa Bay, and my officers are all over. And I think I can very safely say, without any fear of contradiction, that this exercise shall be completed by Friday next week, during which time the government of the Republic of Kenya will have disbursed 1.9 billion Kenya shillings to the people like him. And don't forget, we are making 653,000 odd desks, roughly 50% going to high schools, 50% going to primary schools. And as you will remember, we had selected schools that were needy based on the sub-county level. Not all schools are getting, but in each sub-county we picked 15 schools, but I'm sure in KISII there are more than 15 because of the large population in the area. And because there are also some sub-counties that have fewer schools, if you have, take for example in Nairobi, all schools in Nairobi will get, because of the number of schools there. There are also some sub-counties that have 3 or so schools, So if you have anything less than 15, then everybody gets. On the matter of COVID, can I be very firm that we take this issue very, very seriously? Because speaking also, doubling as a physician, we have been rattled, and it looks like COVID is here to stay, and our culture is the greatest enemy, because our culture, if you go around to the markets and you walk around, people are not wearing masks. If you look around yourselves, I think if anybody was to be given credit for social distancing, I'm the only one who will get. All of you have assumed that a mask is enough, but we must attempt also to social distance. And so our children are at school and they will remain there, the three groups that are there. They are doing well, you have seen for yourselves. There are challenges of this disease which is reflected by the general population outside. And so, like I said yesterday, we are not thinking of closing the schools, we are thinking of going on with exams, and we are preparing for the exams right now. In terms of going forward, there's a lot of pressure from the public that we should open our schools, but we are still consulting on the issue. And the big question, nobody has answers, because COVID has come, and it is like it has come to stay. We had the peak 2 months ago. The second peak seems to be higher than the first one. Will there be a third peak or not? And if there is a third peak, do we still keep the children at home? And the answer is definitely no, because life must continue. But as that life continues, I want to challenge our country people to change their mindsets and culture, because culture is going to destroy the best strategy that we have for the recovery. And I'm using you as my colleagues here right now. Your culture of not listening and not doing what you are required to do has made you just to congregate as usual. And all other people, even those who are meeting for whatever reason, nobody is saying you should not meet outside and do things, but remember that you should be far from each other. I can see this gentleman has a very nice camera, but his nose is completely out. And the nose is a very dangerous part of the body. As you wear your mask, please you wear your masks properly. I want to say that the government, through the three ministries, Interior, Health and Education, are continuing to monitor the behavior of this virus. And I also want to remind you that it is not a local issue, it is an international issue. And that from the international platform, I think we are doing very well. But you keep hearing that very prominent people are dying from COVID. You are not special. You are not special. So let's all play our parts and hope that we get the very best. As far as this desk issue is concerned, I want to finalize from here that the noise you are hearing, that, oh, we were supposed to have delivered desks by X, the intention of government was to ensure that the job is done by the right people, exemplified by this gentleman, and not a big company or a big tycoon. So if it takes us 1 or 2 more weeks to do so, you should actually encourage and clap for us rather than starting to castigate. And like I gave my word before, by the grace of God, if we are still alive in 2 weeks' time, we shall give an audit of this process.